Fantastic. It has been the expectations of all Nigerians. As a matter of fact, it came on as a surprise, to every one of us, that we are able to witness change totally. That the old ones and the new ones are now being allowed, as court has given the jurisdiction, and the CBN governor has already arrived at the point that he has the compliance with the court order, with the Supreme Court order, that the CBN has to carry out, the order of the Supreme Court judgment. This is a good development. To me, my opinion is that without law, sorry for using this example, from the Bible, for example. If there is no law, how would the world be today? Did you understand? Now, the point is that if our leaders are not living by the rule of law and the engagement of the rule of law in this country, what do you expect the followers and the supporters to do? Did you understand? So it's a good development. As you could see now, people could go to the bank and access the old notes and withdraw money, and business transaction we now start moving on.
Let me start by saying, first and foremost, CBN and federal government were playing to the gallery. They have made themselves the lords, taking people that they are now the people we are serving, not them to serve us. That is what it means. They have wings. 10 days from the apex court said the 500, 200, 500, 1,000 should be legal tender till 31st December. And they just keep mute. In fact, what baffles me is that the AGF, who is the custodian of this, could not react, could not say a word. And look at President yesterday telling us that it is CBN. So CBN owns President now, or President owns CBN. They are just telling us all cacambo stories as if we don't know anything. However, someone this morning, he has 500 naira old note. He entered taxi, and the taxi man said he will not collect it. He will not collect it. Well, you see, I love what the governors of Kogi State, what they are doing. Governors of Kaduna, Kano, what they are doing. Even down there in Rivers. If you don't collect it, they will arrest you. This morning I went to buy something. I told myself I have owed 500. It was inside my pocket before. As he said he will not collect it too. I said, but they have given us. He said even if they give order, he will not collect it. So what are they implying? Because if people on top could not respect the rule of law, so is it the people down there who will respect the rule of law? It is the impression that CBN, this time around, it's not the federal government what they are cooking, but it is what the CBN cooking and the commercial banks. In a situation where commercial bank, you will come to the bank, they give you the old naira note. When you come back to bring it, they will not receive it. That is a it's a high impunity. So what we are running to is an anarchy. Because tomorrow, if you to rise up, I don't think that commercial bank will stand. I don't think that CBN will stand. What we're saying now is that let them make haste while the sun is shining. Because we better look for the black goat in the daytime than at night. But when it comes at night, it becomes a scandalous one. So the early is better. Let them maintain that word that Supreme Court has said. Whether it is good for them or not. And as I'm telling you, Britain is changing money. And they have made it for 2 good years to change the money. Because they want to bring the head of the Prince Charles into the money. So look at how they are going in process. You don't just come yesterday tell us if you have a grievances with your fellow political members and whatever, the way they treated you, you can't use it on Nigerians. You can't use it on Nigerians. Let's be realistic. This their plan is unacceptable.
Today is almost about 11 days. And under normal situation, in an organized society, they ought to have obeyed immediately. Because the Supreme Court said immediately, it was a declaration that obey this court order, and they didn't. Now I've discovered that the executive choose which order to obey and which one not to obey. Now, if you choose which one to obey and which one not to obey, the one that suits you, then you are inviting anarchy. It's an anarchy because if everybody flagrantly disobey Supreme Court order or any court order, then what that means is that everybody can do whatever he wants to do. In a constitutional democracy, it is embedded and is binding on all citizens that whatever the court says is what the people follow, whether it's good or it's bad. Sometimes it may be bad, sometimes it may be good, but we have no option. For us to have a peaceful and organized society, we must obey the court order. But in the case of the executive, our President Buhari was not obeying the court order. Because, don't forget, there was an order that the Naira redesigning did not follow the due process. That let the status quo ante, as the lawyer says, should be followed. What that means, that the status quo should be followed. What that means is that what you used to be before, so you come back. What that means, go back to where you used to be, spend the money with the old Naira and the new Naira. But at the end of the day, they say no, they cannot obey it. That is the first instance. When the three governors went to court to challenge the decision of CBN, inclusive of the executive, the governor of Kaduna State, Zamfara State, and Kogi, they went to court, they challenged the decision. And the Supreme Court said no, the status quo should be maintained, that they should go back to where they used to be before coming to the court. The executive said no, but they didn't follow it. CBN didn't follow it. So at the end of the day, and the court said, okay, until we determine the judgment, you continue to spend the old Naira, that is 1,200 and 500 Naira. But today, Supreme Court has given this judgment for almost 11 days. And up to this moment, until yesterday, they say Nigeria should, they give order to banks that banks will receive and also pay with the new Naira note. So what are we talking about? We are in an unorganized society because the executive have been doing things the way they like. And let me tell you, Nigerians have suffered. None of these policies introduced by CBN, MFLA in particular, that benefited Nigerians. Nigeria have suffered a lot. Within these 3 months, Nigeria have suffered a lot. Let me tell you, let me even shock you, a lot of Nigeria have died. Some they cannot go, if you go to the hospital, if you pay, let me give you my example. My wife went to the hospital. My wife was to go and pay with old Naira, even when the deadline for the submission, for retrieving the old Naira from circulation, the deadline was not yet. But when my wife went to the hospital, they said no. My wife have to come back. Now, if that sickness were a terminal sickness, my wife would have been dead by now. I would have lost my wife because they refused to collect the old Naira note when the deadline for the collection of old Naira note was not yet. But yet, when he went in general hospital here, now somebody was telling me that one woman was gushing out blood, and the woman died because the transfer was not working. So the network was not working. Let me tell you, CBN governor is a politician. In case if anybody doesn't know, he's a politician because he went to contest for presidency under APC because the environment was not conducive for him. So he returned back. Under normal situation, the CBN governor is supposed to have been sacked or supposed to have resigned. But today, where are we? So you see, these are the problem. So he's a politician. So he will do what he suits him and also suit the federal government to the detriment of the generality of Nigerians. So why will he do that? Under normal situation, he's supposed to have been removed, but they couldn't remove him. So why will he do that? So I am not happy with what is happening. Then number 2 is that the network that we're supposed to use to go cashless, whether cashless economy, cashless society, cashless whatever you call it, let me tell you, we don't have the technology to drive this policy. We don't have the infrastructure to drive this policy. Because if you transfer, look, I spent almost 4 weeks. I have only 400 naira. If you don't know, let me tell you. And I have money in my account. I cannot transfer, neither can I receive a transfer. My account is domiciled with Zenith Bank, but I cannot do transfer. Somebody told me that unless I go in the night, I'll do transfer. What type of nonsense is this one? Why will you do that in the night? Am I supposed to operate in the night, or I should operate in the daytime? Now I couldn't transfer. My cousin sister is sick. I want to transfer money to her, but I cannot transfer money. So when you bring policy that is anti-people, policy that is anti-masses, it's not a good policy. Any government that do not take the Nigerian people as its own priority in whatever policy they take is anti-government policy. So my experience in this cashless economy, cashless society, honestly, it was a here.
Where is the old Naira note? It's nowhere to be found, including the new Naira note. If you check some of the ATM machines in town, I bet you most of them is not even dispensing any money, whether old or new, you get. So, like me now, my name is Innocent. I'm a coastal bus driver. Most of passengers who carry, for more than how many weeks now, I haven't seen the old Naira note anywhere. And this money policy of 18 is crumbling our business, is affecting us so much. Because I noticed that some people, if they find out they don't have enough transport to go to work, some of them decide not to go to work. I also find out that some offices reduce some of their staff based on this cashless policy. It's biting harder every day by day. Every day by day is biting harder. If you look around, the business of transportation is no longer as it used to be. It's affecting us seriously. It's affecting us seriously.
Up to this moment, people are still rejecting the old note. It's not much in circulation right now as we speak. The CBN have not dispensed this money to public in a large quantity such that it will be able to curtail the problem we are having. Right now, if you give people money, old money, they don't accept it. Up to now, you know why? Because the other time when Buhari, our president, when the president say, okay, the 200 naira will be back to circulation, people accepted the old naira note. Now, it's not Buhari that is giving this instruction now, because people look up to him as the president and as the father of the nation. But now he has not spoken. Up to this moment, he only instructed the CBN. And let me tell you, he's even denying CBN now, if you don't know. That CBN governor on his own, that he has not said that CBN should not obey the court order. Look at what is happening. This is the same person. CBN governor is just a messenger to the president because he is answerable to the presidency. So if the president say, look, do this one, he will do it. If the president say, no, don't do this one, now they have caged MFLA now, the CBN governor in cage now. That look, you are the one disobeying the court order and the Attorney General of the Federation. Maleme have been a problem in this nation. MFLA have been a problem. He doesn't advise the government, legally speaking, he does not advise the government the way it's supposed to be. And that's what we are suffering today. Now, Buhari is of no, President Buhari, he relies solidly on these people. When it comes to economy, monetary policy, MFLA, when it comes to legal issue, Maleme. But yeah, these people are not advising me very well. It's ill-advised because all of them, they are politicians. So we need good people. We need people of character, people of capacity, people of competent, people that can carry this country forward, not people that will bring this country backward. So if we didn't have this kind of people, honestly, before because I could not see any good legacies that Buhari is going to leave at the end of his tenure. Now he promised people free and fair election. Now look at the election today. Now it's controversial because people cannot today celebrate the victory of the APC. APC have brought a lot of policies that Nigerians are suffering today, and you think people will vote for them? No, this election was a fraud. This election was flawed. This election it does not meet even international standard, even our national standard. It does not meet any standard. You promised them you upload the result from the polling unit to to the central server, and you went and do the different thing, manually collected, manually, everything manually, and you think people will trust you. Let me tell you, the legitimacy of this government is at stake. The Nigerian people will not accept this government as their own government. You know why? Because they didn't elect this government. Go and ask anybody anywhere. Even the people that they think they voted APC, go and ask them, are they celebrating the victory of APC? Because we have bad government, bad policies, bad governance, and bad everything in the country.
CBN have not absorbed anything. Even if it's 100 trillion we have in this country, it is meant for CBN to absorb all. Another thing is the game they are playing between CBN and commercial bank. These are the people holding Nigerians down now. When you give them, is there any rich man that they have not given new notes? I am telling you, there is no rich man they have not given new notes. Take their hand and go and drop it for them. Why is it when he comes that the masses will be the one to suffer for the rich? Is CBN governor not spending money? Let him tell us that his wife, his children, his nephews, his cousins, his relations, he's not giving them notes. Huh? He's not giving them notes, new notes. So it is the other masses who die for their sake, or them to. Why can't he die for Nigerians? The day they were looking for a job, they will become humble. As soon as you give them the job, they become lords. They are no more servants. I pray the day we will have such people. And that is why we are working for a new Nigeria.
To be honest with you, even if I see the old Naira note, I will not collect it. To be frankly with you, if you give it to me, I will not collect it. You get? Because collecting it, going out there to spend it is not easy. If then see you with old Naira note, then it looks as if you are just holding a useless paper on your hand. It's very, very difficult to collect. Which me myself, I will not collect.